Hello friend, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Lindsay and my husband and I just bought our first home. If you're not new here, the scenery probably looks a lot different than you're used to. Like I said, we just bought our first house, so we've been here about a week and I'm super excited to take you guys on the journey of really making this place our home. You know, there's a lot of things to do here and we're very excited to start tackling this to-do list. I'll just give you a little update. So life was very busy. I know I don't owe anyone an explanation, but I would just be transparent. I haven't filmed a lot because I have honestly just been super busy. You know, Beckham is now just over 6 months old. He has definitely kept us on our toes. Love him dearly, but he's just growing like a weed. So we've been trying to soak up those moments with him and his big milestones. Between him keeping us on our toes and just the whole realtor process, trying to buy a house, the whole housing process, it has been extremely busy. And then throw in traveling back to Michigan to go see our families for the 4th of July, and traveling between up north and downstate in Michigan and making sure that we saw everybody that we intended to see and could see while we were in Michigan. It just was a lot. And again, just some of those moments we were trying to be present and soak up that family time. So once we got back to the desert after traveling, things really picked up with closing on our house, and there's so much within that process, and moving out of our old house to this house. You know, we weren't at a point where it made sense to pick up the camera because we just had so much going on. So I am hoping that we can pick up the camera and start to document some of these things now that we actually are living in our new house and moving in. So today we are going to do a little unboxing. Kevin and I went to Lowe's yesterday and got some of our first time home appliance, whatever you want to call it, purchases. You know, the things that you don't normally think about buying until you need them, such as an 8-foot ladder so that we can change our air filters in the house, gardening tools, because I now have raised garden beds and I'm going to take up gardening as a hobby, which is super exciting but also intimidating because you can ask any of my family members, I literally kill any plant that I have. We've gotten better in the last handful of years. I've just tried to start off with basic things, like I have an indoor pothos plant that has been doing really well. But now I am ready to take on a new level of gardening and hopefully learn some new skills. I'll show you some of the seeds that I got yesterday and what I intend to do with them outside, and my plans for our backyard, which our backyard is a lot more, I don't know the word, it's a lot more, it's private, it's more, I'm trying to say it's more furnished than our last one. I don't know. It's a lot more dense and populated. There's more greenery and plants out in our backyard than our old house had. A wide open backyard. I'll give you a tour of our backyard so you can understand what I'm trying to say. But there's just more greenery. There's more upkeep that's going to need to be done with it, which, don't get me wrong, super exciting, but super intimidating because there's just a lot that needs to be done with it and a lot of things that I want to get done with it. So All right. Beckham is down for a nap. Kev is doing his stuff indoors. Right now, I'm going to fill up a big jug of water, make some electrolytes, and then we're gonna head outside. And the goal, right now, it is almost 1 o'clock on a Saturday. It's a hot one. It's not the hottest, but it's about 102 degrees right now. So, my nice little sun hat. Super exciting. We're gonna throw some tunes on and get to work outside. So let me get my water going and I'll take you guys outside. I'm outside and we cleaned up the yard just a little bit. I have my bee gardening gloves. Super excited about that. Seed wise, I got Forever Linda lilies. There's 2 plants in here. And then I got those because hummingbirds, I guess, like lilies, and big hummingbird gal. I'll show you. There's a tree where the hummingbirds have their, oh, that's warm, have their nests. So there's like a whole family of hummingbirds. I have hummingbird feeders and hoping to make this their little oasis back here. But then I got California poppies. I got some Roma tomatoes for Kevin. Some summer squash seeds. Green onions. And some mixed color sunflowers. So I have also got this red pot to replant my hibiscus and I don't really know the technical term for this, a planter saucer, I guess. We're learning, so don't come for me here. And then I have a second shepherd's hook that I have from the old house that I'm going to set somewhere. I have yet to figure out a place for that quite yet, but yeah, let me give you a tour of the backyard and tell you my semi-plans. I think as I get going, maybe things might change. And granted, this is not an overnight process at all. There's a lot of things that I want to do to this backyard, but we're going to start with getting the raised garden beds, which are currently behind you. We're going to get the fences put around that so Cooper can't jump in and ruin the progress that I make or eat the crops as they start to bloom. So let's take a tour of backyard. We have, I believe this is a lime tree. Lime or lemon. I can't discern quite yet, but it is one of the fruit trees. Then we have a patch of, where am I blanking? A patch of turf. My hibiscus tree, which she's struggling a little bit from the move, but we're gonna replant her today. I forgot to show you. There are aloe plants here. And then we have a fire pit. They left a table, chairs. It's actually like a nice stone table. They left the umbrella for it too. There's a fountain that I need to clean out and get running. That's a project that's a little lower down on the list. Not sure what type of tree this is. So we have a lemon tree. Back there is an orange tree, which these trees all need pruning, but again, this is down the road. We have this tree, or these are the same trees, but this tree has the hummingbird nests in it. So I am trying to make this their oasis. Like I said, give them a lot of food, lots of shade and stuff like that. Speak of the devil, I think there's a little hummer. Oh, it doesn't zoom in all the way. There's a little hummer. I don't know if you can see him. He's like My hands are shaking, sorry. Oh, he flew. Hi, buddy. So they just hang out and they're chirping up there, but then I have, we'll walk this way. We have a pomegranate tree here that I need to trim and prune as well. This, I believe, is bougainvillea. Bougainvillea, I don't know how to say it, but super pretty. We actually have two of them. There's another one that's over there. We have a nice shaded pool, our chairs, and then this, I got a new hummingbird feeder. It's on the other side of our pomegranate tree on my big shepherd's hook. I don't know where to put my little shepherd's hook. I might put it actually in between those two trees back there, so it's just shaded for them, and it might look better over there. But anyway, I'm gonna give them multiple sources of food. I plan today to take this stuff out. I'm gonna put lilies, those lilies I showed you, I'm gonna plant them here so that it's a flower that they like close to another food source. So I'm going to also sweep this area of leaves and get this kind of cleaned off. And then we've got more aloe here, and I'm not sure what type of tree this is, or cactus, I don't know, but eventually I will trim this back. For now, I'm just gonna leave it. And then my plans for this space all the way to where it curves over there, I am going to essentially get rid of this second aloe. We're going to trim this aloe back. I'm going to get rid of this, get rid of that kind of dead aloe-esque one, and then we're going to trim this tree way back, probably trim this branch off, get rid of that, and then same thing on this side, trim it and get rid of that branch, and then I'm going to get rid of this. And I plan to have like honeysuckle and some other plants back here for some color. We're going to keep this tree. Not sure what we're going to do in the corner back here just yet. And we have our pool pump is shaded back here. And then this is that second bougainvillea tree. Although the flowers on this look different, but I was told this is a bougainvillea, as is that, but alas. Then we have, and I'm not sure what this is, but this might be a grapefruit tree, but there's clearly fruit. It's a fruit-bearing tree. Or it might be more oranges. I don't know, but I'm gonna trim her back at some point, probably another day, because I have a lot on my plate already right now. And we have a nice big bed of mint here that I will trim back, and then I've got fencing to put in the raised garden bed so that Cooper can't jump in there. So currently there's custom irrigation in here that I'm going to spread out among the 3 garden beds that I have. They left, I think these are white grapes that need to be trimmed back. So then I have a couple trellis on the back wall that I can use to grow more things. And then this overhang here I can use for shade cloth, which I'm very excited about this setup. And then of course I've got my standalone cactus back there and my gardening shed. We also have a shed on the other side of the house, but it's a little tour for you. Looks like we're gonna need to get like sprayers to put on each of our hoses, which that's fine. And then Kev's got a custom grill that's built in up here with drawers, and super nice. And then we have like a counter top here that overlooks the pool. So super nice, super shaded. We plan to put nice furniture, maybe a table set here, and then we've got like a cabana-esque curtains to fence in or block in the patio right outside our bedroom. But we're super excited about literally all of this. But like I said, there's just quite a bit of things to do, and lots of manual labor, which we are not opposed to that, but it is just not going to get done in one weekend. So exciting things to come. For now, I am going to go ahead, since it is literally 1:30, I am going to go ahead and get started with weeding. Honestly, I think I'm going to start with weeding the little area by the pomegranate tree and get the 2 lilies planted there first. So let's get to that. Don't be embarrassed to use a tape measure to make sure you're getting the right depth and planting your plants. Rookie mistake. Learn from me. Before you water, take your tools out of the watering area. Just a suggestion. So, I think we're gonna take just a little break since we weeded, got the 2 lilies planted, watered. I'm gonna go inside, grab a little bite to eat, hydrate a little bit more, sit down, and who knows, might carry into tomorrow. But for now, we're making progress, little by little. So it looks like I've got this hung, and there's that boy. Hi, baby. See cheese. Yeah. What are you and Daddy getting up to? We doing the toilet paper holder?
We are.
Oh, and I don't know if I probably didn't show you guys, but we got a new bedroom ceiling fan. So that has been a game changer. backyard for the most part. It's not going to be perfect. Huh? Now, Kevin and I, he decided to join me out here. We have to clean the fountain, and we found out this morning that there are tons and tons of mosquito larvae because the fountain isn't running and it is stagnant water. So, and it hasn't been running for a while, clearly. So, we did a little research, and don't come for me in the comments here, but we poured Pool Shock, because that was one of the things. It was bleach or Pool Shock. I'm sure there's other methods that we could use, but we basically used a little bit of Pool Shock and mixed that in with some water, and then we let it sit in the fountain, and now it looks like the majority of the mosquito larvae are dead. And so now we're going to try and siphon out the water from this fountain. Yeah, we're gonna try to siphon the water out, and then our goal is to get all the water out so that we can actually deep clean the fountain before we fill it back up with fresh water. And then once that happens, then we will put, I don't know what it's called, but basically like fountain cleaner / algicide and whatnot in it, and hopefully it runs normally, so we don't run into this problem again. So after, well, assuming that this project does not take too long, I am going to attempt to cut down parts of the pomegranate tree that are rubbing up against our shade up top over the pool, because when it gets windy, it looks like it wants to rip a little bit. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut that back so that it's not a hazard. And there's just branches like this little stray guy. I want to make it more symmetrical, if you will. And then I did end up replanting my hibiscus into a bigger pot. She is struggling. She's not doing so hot. Ever since we moved over to the new house, she did not like the drive over here, and now it has been a constant game of where she likes the sun or gets the most sun at. She's not doing too good. She's very, very wilty, so stay tuned for progress on her. I'm hoping that we can revive her. She's looking real, real sad. So, all right, let's get this fountain cleaned.